how early should we start warning children about explicit images on the internet? Most would agree it's right to tackle the subject with young people approaching their teens, but what about 5-year-olds?
Work has begun to start helping pupils in their early years of primary school learn what is appropriate and what isn't. A BBC documentary has gained unique access to the lessons. We're going to speak to some of the people involved in a moment. First, take a look at this.
Now, we've got a boy taking a picture of another boy. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes. But I want you to look closely at this picture. Is that okay?
No.
That's not okay, is it? No. Nobody should ever take photographs of you like that or the private parts of your body. Let's have a look at this next picture. If you look at that, that's somebody's got a phone or a tablet, and can you see on that phone or tablet?
It's a woman.
It's a woman with no clothes on, isn't it? With no clothes on.
Naked.
Yeah. Right. If any older children try to show you photos and pictures on their phones like that, you need to tell an adult or a grown-up.
Yes, joining us now, presenter Jamila Jamil and sex education teacher Lynette Smith. Very good morning to both of you. Jamila, this is a documentary looking at a very sensitive subject, isn't it?
Yes.
But one which is in people's lives, whether they like it or not. What was the picture that emerged from what you looked at?
I walked into this, I think I was incredibly naive about just how much young people know and just how young they are when they are learning about explicit imagery, you know, because the internet is like the Wild West. There's no real way of controlling it, and now you go on public transport and you see these children, these babies essentially, on iPhones and iPads, and they're navigating them beautifully like an adult in a way that even I can't at 28, and so there's no real way of protecting them. And it's just unbelievable what they know, and the fact that for many of them now, this is their first introduction to, you know, sex.
But many parents will be quite nervous about allowing children or informing children at such an early age.
I think the clip showed 5-year-olds. I actually deliver those cards to 5 to 11-year-olds and to teenagers with special educational needs. And it's really good to get in there first before they see anything else on the internet that's inappropriate. We wouldn't think twice about teaching children to swim if they were in danger of drowning, or teaching them to cross the road, right? So why is this any different? The internet is there. They're going to be exposed at some time, so we need to get in to keep them safeguarded before ever they see anything inappropriate.
Also, I think a lot of parents are in denial about what their children are actually seeing. You know, I think that they think, well, you know, I've got protections on my, you know, internet service provider or on the phones, and, you know, that they're safe. But the thing is that you can't guarantee that the child isn't, you know, with another child who perhaps doesn't have those protections, isn't with an older child who will deliberately show them those imagery. You cannot protect them from everything. And so we're so terribly awkward around the subject that it makes it awkward for the children to really confront us about it and ask us about what it is that they've seen. And I think we need to stop that, stop burying our head in the sand, and approach the conversation in a way that doesn't scare them and just arms them with the knowledge.
Nanette, what evidence do you see of the damage that can be done by children accessing explicit images very young? I say very young, but I mean it could be at any age, but at a certain age, what's the potential damage?
More and more we're seeing incidents in primary schools where there's sexually inappropriate behaviour. This is not just one school, this is lots of schools. I travel up and down the country, both working in schools and training teachers. In every school, teachers can relate to the incidents that are depicted within the cards.
Because when they talk to children about a form of behaviour, they're saying, why did you do this? And children are turning around saying, because I've seen something. Sometimes children won't even say why. It's more usual that they won't say why. They won't say anything. So it's left then to the schools, who will bring in people like me to try and put children back on the tracks of what's okay, what's not okay. It's something that we have to be very gentle with, very careful with, but it's an educational issue in the vast majority of cases.